The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is moving to freeze additional bank accounts linked to controversial flood control projects. So far, the BSP has frozen over 700 accounts with a value exceeding 5 billion pesos. The details in this exclusive report by Kathy Yang.
In an exclusive interview on One News, Bangko Sentral Governor Eli Remolona expressed a deep shock at the extent of the flood control corruption scandal.
It was worse than we thought, but I think it will get better. This flood control scandal was as much of a shock to us as it was to you. But we're working hard to fix things.
What in particular shocked you most?
The scale of it, the amounts involved, we had no idea. We had no idea. I mean, you and I, we knew there was corruption all along, right? But not on this scale. Not on this scale.
And not on the scale that 1 billion pesos could be stuffed into luggages and brought to homes inside cars.
Yeah, and the sight of piles of cash on a table, that's kind of shocking, no? That I didn't know. This was all done in cash and in such amounts. So that is shocking.
The BSP has since issued a circular last September 19, limiting the value of large cash transactions per day to 500,000 pesos, or its equivalent.
We want it to make it more difficult for the contractors, for the guys involved in this flood control mess, to be able to take money out of the banks. We just realized that all these transactions are done in cash.
It's a move that has angered netizens and the public alike, calling it a hassle, especially for businesses and individuals with legitimate needs amounting to 500,000 pesos per day.
Alam namin yun. Kaya pwedeng kausapin yung bangko, sabihin mo kung bakit mo kailangan yung cash, and then the bank can allow cash. If you justify the use of cash, you should be able to get cash.
Could you give us justifications that would pass the memo?
Well, we understand that there are businesses that are really cash-based, and I think banks also know that. So the businessman can come to a bank and say, I need cash, more than 500,000 pesos, and this is why I need the cash, and the bank will understand that.
Remolona confirms the BSP has begun its inquiries with banks to find out how big sums ended up in the wrong hands.
As it's been done in cash, might there be maybe an inquiry into how the financial system or maybe even banks had something to do about how the cash was sourced? I mean, what kind of inquiries are you now making within the financial system?
We're making a lot of inquiries. We're finding out we're trying to identify the big flows of cash throughout the financial systems, the unusually large flows of cash. But not just cash, any financial transaction that looks unusual, we're trying to analyze.
And what have you found so far? Is it coming more from the government financial institutions, more private, or a combination of both?
I think more from the government financial institutions. And that makes sense because it's government money, so it would go through government financial institutions. So that's what you've seen so far.
While Remolona expects the BSP to freeze more assets in question, he assures the public the financial system is secure.
So we've frozen over 700 accounts so far. We're looking at more accounts to freeze. So that does affect liquidity in general, but our banks are very, very liquid at this point. I think I can say that with confidence, no bank runs.
The Monetary Board is due to decide on policy next on October 9. Until then, Remolona and the board will have to keep a close eye on how the investigation pans out. Kathy Yang, we are One News.